You know what's crazy? Everything about Bobby makes sense once you meet his dad. Everything. It's like 100%. Like it's like bam. It's like okay, perfect.
Exactly.
Like, I never have to ask another question about Bobby. I feel like if there's like 50 people in the world you need to meet, Bobby's dad is one of them. I'm gonna say that.
That makes the taking Mew2King to KFC story.
Right? Because if you just say that story without knowing Bobby's dad, it's just like
It's like Mew2King.
But when you meet his dad, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened.
Like Jason, you could have gotten killed.
Yeah, you can't believe that. Just to Bobby's dad, it's crazy. I would never in my life.
Crazy.
You may tell the people what happened because almost nobody knows that story.
Oh, I want to hear that story.
Yeah,
you tell the story.
Yeah.
So, mind you, this Scar's dad is basically the me where I don't know if anybody recalls. I basically ran ROM 1.
Oh, McDonald.
I was basically the TO.
Yeah.
And I remember I worked super hard at ROM 1. It was actually a really hard tournament to TO because we did sign-ups at the venue, et cetera, so on and so forth. I walked in, nothing set up. I had to set up the TVs. TV, laptop, laptop. What you see in episode 10 of the documentary. Thank you.
Okay.
And I remember it was maybe like 4 o'clock. I finally got food brought to me. Somebody brought some delicious food over to me. And just some random guy, I think it was maybe Matt.Zeb, who, if you knew him in 2009, he was just like, just like this little dweeby kid who plays Falco. He walked up to me. I don't know if it was him, but whatever. He said, "Yo, Scar, can I get one fry?" I nearly flipped the whole table. I snapped. And that's my dad. I looked at him. I was like, "Do you know that I haven't sat down one time all day? This is the first break that I've gotten. I want to eat my fries in peace. You're going to ask me for some of my food?" Bunch of people around me. They walk over like, "What's going on?" It's like we got this big commotion. What's going on? That guy asked Scar for a fry. That's like classic my dad.
Yeah.
So this is the human being that we're dealing with.
Right.
I ran a Smashpocalypse sometime in 2008. I was an excellent TO, hosted the tournament, bunch of fun. Mew2King usually stays with me at my dorm because, I don't know, that's just the way we worked it out. I had to drive him from Cinnaminson, New Jersey, to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and back all the time.
Right. Cinnaminson from Cinnaminson.
So after this tournament, I was feeling a little bit sick.
Yeah.
I'm in my apartment. Mew2King's there. He's like, "Hey, Scar, I want to go home." And I'm thinking, man, I got class tomorrow. I don't feel great right now. I don't know if I should take him home or if I should just skip class tomorrow. I was a skip class master. And all of a sudden, my dad calls me on the phone. So I'm at my house after this tournament. Mew2King's there. And my dad's like, "Hey, man, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah." And I told him, I'm not feeling that great. And, I wanted to tune him in with my life. Every once in a while, like, I don't relate super well to my parents, so if I have a little thing that I can share with them, I usually do. And I mentioned to him, I'm not feeling that great, and it really stinks because I hosted this tournament. It was awesome, but I have this kid here who I have to take home. My dad says, "You know what? I'm in the area. If you're not feeling well, why don't you just stay in bed? I'll go to your apartment, and I'll pick him up. I'll take him home."
Nice.
Now.
Nice.
Scar, in bed, sick.
By the way,
not feeling well at all.
How far away is this?
15-minute ride. 15-minute ride.
Okay.
In bed, sick, weighing these two options in my head. Number one, I could be uncomfortable and endure this half an hour back and forth driving in the car when I feel awful. Or I could have my dad drive Mew2King somewhere.
Right.
And this is a tough equation.
That's scary.
This is a tough equation.
Real scary.
Of course, I have the intelligence and mental fortitude to say, "Dad, you know what? No. Don't worry about it. Please don't do that.
Good call.
Go on your way home.
Good call.
Go on your way home. I will deal with this issue." And my dad, he's hard on the outside, but he's a softie on the inside. He said, no way. You're not feeling well. I'm gonna do this. You stay in bed. I'm gonna bring you food, and I'm gonna take this kid and I'm gonna take him home. And at that point, he said, "I'm gonna bring you food." I was like, "All right, fine."
Yeah, you had me.
I'm really hungry. You got mom's cooking in the car. He's going to bring me some meatball sandwiches. We're all good. So he convinces me, okay, I'm in bed, blah, blah, blah. My dad comes over. He gives me the meatball sandwiches.
He takes the Mew2King.
And I see Jason Zimmerman out the door into my dad's car.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, knowing your dad, I would never.
But
maybe
all
of
the fear, like when the door closes and they're both out of the house, it all melts away. I'm like, you know what?
It'll be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Mew2King's out of the house. I have some meatball sandwiches. I'm going to go back to bed.
Right.
15 minutes later.
Yeah.
I receive a phone call. It's my dad.
Oh, God.
Pick up the phone. "Hey, Dad, what's up?" First thing that he says to me, "Where did you find this kid?" I'm just like, "Dad, what did he do? What did he do? He tells me, this kid... First of all, we were talking about games the whole time. He doesn't know what he's going to do in his life. But my dad's just, criticizing his life choices. Also something that he did with Mango, another good story that I'll tell later.
Okay.
And he says, I'm taking him home. I'm asking him for directions. We got on the bridge. We went over the bridge. And so basically, New Jersey is messed up. You can't make lefts in New Jersey. You have to make a right through a turnabout to make a left. Ooh. Crazy. So
Mew2King
directing my dad to his house. He's on the freeway. He says, "Okay, at this point, like we're gonna please make a right into this shopping center, presumably to make a full turnaround."
Right.
My dad turns into the shopping center, of course. And Mew2King, not skipping a beat, giving directions to the way home, instead says, "Now go into the McDonald's drive-thru and purchase me some chicken McNuggets." To my father, who is driving him home out of pure generosity.
Like you look up the directions home in Google Maps, and the 7th step says pull into McDonald's drive-thru, and then the 8th step says
pay,
purchase the chicken McNuggets.
And I can only
and then
imagine.
Step 9 says pull out and then take a left.
I can only imagine what my father was thinking at that very moment, being ordered by Mew2King in 2009, of course, with a gigantic, horrible, homeless person, parka. I can only imagine what he thought, and I feel like at that moment, he probably just out of pure exasperation with the situation said, "Okay."
And that was you back then. That was
me.
You were.
Other East Coast scarisms on the West Coast was when I drove, I would always honk at people.
Yes.
You guys used to crack up. That made me want to do it more. Every time I beeped somebody, you guys would laugh.
Yes, it's so.
I remember also Brandon, I think, specifically got a kick out of when I would ask people, I would just be like, "Get a job."
No, okay. So
what
one
do
time
you do in
we're
life?
in the middle of summer and we're driving to this tournament, and there's this kid on a scooter, and Bobby yells at the window, "Get a job!" Kid's 12.
That's my favorite is when they're little kids. That was East Coast Scar though.
Talk about your Mango dad story.
Yeah.
So it's real quick. I don't know why Mango was on the East Coast. I think it was probably not Rom, but one of those tournaments. He traveled a lot.
Yeah.
After Pound 3. Mm-hmm. And I remember Cactuar and I we fought so hard over who Mango would stay with.
Okay.
We fought so hard. He was like, "No, man, he's going to stay with me, blah, blah, blah." And I remember I would take Mango to the side and be like, "Yo, dude, I'm trying to play. I'm trying to play some Melee, dude."
Was he Puff back then?
Will you hang out with me? No, he would play Falcon Dittos, right?
Cool.
We mostly did Falcon Dittos.
Okay.
I wanted him to...
Are you and Cactuar cool?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are now, but at the time, we were beefing because Mango was in town and Cactuar was hogging him. How come we can't share? Because Mango was saying, "Nah, man, I want to go everywhere. I want to go as many places as I can." And Cactuar was like, "No, he's staying with me."
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. So anyway, I somehow convinced Mango to come back to my house. So he was basically in my house for maybe 3 days. I was working for my dad as basically a secretary.
Okay.
And me and Mango were supposed to be in the office at 9 a.m. My dad goes on the job. He gets back to the office at 11. And I remember for some reason, I think either I slept late or I don't know. For some reason, I got up late, drove to work with Mango, and we showed up at 11:15.
Oh.
Right after he got in the door. And he expected us to have been there, been there.
Right.
So the whole office has 2 chairs. My dad's sitting in one of them. I'm sitting in the other. Mango's on the floor.
Right.
He has nothing to do.
Right.
And we already know my dad's mad.
Yeah.
And so, he's just looking at us, and I know what it's like to be him, because I have it in me too. When I look at people, and I used to say get a job or whatever.
Yeah.
So the whole time I know he's just sitting there looking at both of us, and in the back of his head he's ungrateful, lazy, and he's fuming. And he's getting madder and madder, but he didn't say a word. That's what he keeps it all inside.
You could feel it.
But then, just like me, he's the snap master. He's actually the OG snap master.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a point where he cracks. My dad cracked.
Yeah.
He got up out of his chair.
Yeah.
He's asking me, why weren't you here on time?
Right.
You're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. I pay you to be here. This is a job. You should take it seriously. He's telling me all the things that I already know. I know, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. My bad, Dad. And then, because he's not done, right? He yelled at me, but he's not done. He still has anger in his heart.
Right.
So then he turns over to
It doesn't
Mango.
matter, and it doesn't matter who it
He
is.
turns over to Mango. Mango's literally on the floor of the office. It's like carpet office doing nothing. He's on his phone or something. And you, what are you doing traveling all over the world for this video game? You think that you're the best at the game. You don't know everybody. There's somebody else out there who plays the game who's better than you.
Oh, was he quoting? Was he talking about Armada?
He probably was.
he talking about Armada?
He just knew that it.
Wow, he knew about Armada before.
What is this about? Go get a job.
He's talking about
He's
Armada.
like, get a job. What are you doing with your life? Flying out to Philadelphia, living in my basement. He just went in on Mango. Mango's just sitting there taking
Hey,
it.
Mango's, you know Mango's
He's got
taking
nothing to say.
No.
He's probably just like, yeah, you got me.
it. Right.
Knowing what I know of Mango is, you got me.
LOL M2K.